welcome to another edition of Chess Chat, a program designed to give you, the viewer, a good understanding of the fascinating world of chess. I am George Merijanian, Program Director of the Wachusett Chess Club at Fitchburg State University. This club meets every Wednesday evening from 7 to 11 in room C-159 in the McKay Complex at the university. And with me today at the Fitchburg Access Television Production Center is our award-winning director, Darren Dame of Fitchburg. He's assisted in the control room by longtime Wachusett Chess Club member Brian Bigelow, a fellow resident. And also assisting with the production today is Ty Dorsey, our lighting expert, our lighting guru, we're going to be wishing him good luck because he is leaving FATV. He's been a staff member for the past quite a number of months, and he's going to seek opportunities, work opportunities on the West Coast in Los Angeles. He's leaving us at the end of the month, and we wish him the best. But with me, across from me, is my trusty co-host, longtime associate, and chess author of the book, chess book, Progressive Tactics, Dave Kuchar of Westminster. Hello, Dave.
Hello, George.
Well, Dave, good to have you back.
It's good to be back. And before we go any further, I just wanted to say congratulations on your FATV Lifetime Achievement Award.
Oh, well, thank you. I mean, they shouldn't have done it.
Oh, they should have.
What?
And also, just to say thanks to Larry Gladding for covering for me last month. He did an excellent job.
Okay, he's done it before.
And he was great.
And he did very well indeed.
Yep.
Well, Dave, today's program is going to be devoted to the U.S. Chess Championship. Mm-hmm. In fact, it was about a month and a half ago, the U.S. Chess Championship, actually there were two championships that concluded in St. Louis at the Chess Center and Scholastic Center of St. Louis.
Right.
I think it ended in early April 9th. And we have two new U.S. chess champions.
That's right. Yeah.
We have actually a women's champion because the women competed in a separate round robin, 12-player round robin.
Yep.
And the men, it happened to be men, but it wasn't a men's championship.
Right.
The U.S. Championship is open to both men and women. And if women are strong enough, they can qualify to play in the closed U.S. Championship.
Right.
And again, we have two new champions. Now, who are new U.S. champions?
Wesley So.
Wesley So, who is a 23-year-old grandmaster, who was where was he born?
In the Philippines.
Born in the Philippines, but he used to play for the Philippines. He used to play under the Filipino flag, but he changed his affiliation and now plays for the U.S. for the past several years now, and he won the this year's U.S. Championship.
Right.
And what's interesting about Wesley So? Do we have a picture actually of Wesley So? Maybe actually we have him pictured actually with the women's champion. Maybe if Darren can actually show Wesley So on the left. He's our new U.S. women's champion. On the right is a woman. She's a woman grandmaster. Is Sabina Foiser, and you told me she has quite the story. Sabina Foiser, who was born in Romania, has been in this country for quite a number of years. I think since 2008 or so. Tell our viewers what you know about Sabina Foiser. That's a Cinderella story in itself.
Absolutely. I mean, she wasn't even considered. There's pretty much three favorites.
Yes.
One of the three, Krush, Zatanska, and Nazi Pakidze, were considered. One of those three was going to win.
Yes, right.
No one was thinking about anyone else. Now she came into this. Her mother had died just a few weeks prior.
You mean
prior to this tournament?
To the tournament, yes.
And she wasn't even considered as really having a chance.
Right.
And the story I just read is that a year ago, she had just gotten a job at a university. She asked for a leave of absence to play in the U.S. Women's Championship. Her supervisor at the time said no because he said, you have no chance of winning.
He said that to her?
He said that to her a year ago.
This is last year, right.
And so she had quit her job to play last year.
Right.
I don't know. I think she finished fourth last year.
Okay.
But was given really no chance this year and came out of nowhere.
Right.
And
she finished clear. She did not
clear
have
first,
to tie anybody.
Right.
Unlike the men. Now, in the men's division, we actually have photos of the winner. We saw Wesley So
Right, yeah.
with Sabina Foyser, but the winner, Wesley So, actually tied with a fellow grandmaster, Alexander Onishuk.
Yeah.
They both scored 7 points out of 11, which actually forced a playoff. They played a rapid game playoff. It was 2 games.
2 games,
They
right?
they played at a rate of 25 minutes per player. Yeah, and Wesley So won the playoff.
Right. He won the first game as white
Right, and then he drew the second game.
and drew the second game. Onishuk was actually had a chance to win,
it?
but
Okay.
but missed it. And
Now, what's interesting about Wesley So, and our viewers should know that. Here's Wesley So on the right. He's shaking hands now with Onishuk, Alexander Onishuk, who lives in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I know that Wesley lives now in Minnesota, somewhere in Minnesota. But this is probably during the playoff. This is probably
this is the playoff, yeah.
This is a playoff photo, okay? And Wesley So is right now the second highest rated chess player in the world.
yeah,
He's right behind world champion Magnus Carlsen of Norway.
Yep.
So it's phenomenal. Wesley So is a phenomenal player, and for him to pull off, winning this year's championship is really fantastic.
Yep.
So this was a super strong championship this year. The men, all these men.
was it the strongest ever?
They claim, actually, I read reports that this was probably the strongest ever. I mean,
Yeah.
I've seen hyperbole.
Yeah, but I think it was just based on average rating. of
Right. Now,
players.
getting back to the women's championship, with Sabina Foyser winning it, our own Carissa Yip,
Right.
who was our 2014 Wachusett Chess Cup champion, she played again. This is the second year in a row she played.
Right.
She didn't do as well this year. I think she finished next to last. But remember, she was outrated. All these other women players.
And she's also the youngest in the
She was
entire
the youngest,
group, right?
only 13 years old.
Yeah.
But she is now, I predict, she has the potential to become a U.S. women's champion.
I'll predict that too, yeah.
Will you make that prediction too?
Sure,
Okay.
absolutely.
Okay. Well, anyways, Dave, what we're going to present to our viewers is one of the most exciting games from the championship, played by among the men,
Mm-hmm.
and it was between Hikaru Nakamura, who is a 4-time U.S. Champion.
Yep.
In fact, he won it. The last time he won it was 2015. But there's a local connection. Should I take the liberty of saying that we have a local connection?
You should.
To
I don't know what it is.
Okay, you don't know what it is, but
Oh.
yeah,
Okay.
now you do know
Now
what
I
it
know,
is.
yeah.
You just read mine?
Yeah.
Okay. Hikaru Nakamura's stepfather and our own Ken Gurge from the Wachusett Chess Club, Ken Gurge of Leominster,
Yeah.
they're college classmates. They know each other.
Yeah.
They went to school together, graduated from a state university in New York. I don't know precisely which one, but they were classmates.
That's right.
And Hikaru was born in Japan, but came at a very early age to the United States, remarried and married Sunil Weramantri. And that is Hikaru Nakamura's stepfather,
Okay.
who lives in White Plains, New York. So, but Ken Gurge, our own Ken Gurge, and Hikaru's stepfather were good friends, classmates. Okay, so that's our local connection to Hikaru Nakamura. Now, Hikaru Nakamura, I forget what round it was. Round 7 that this game was played? I forget. No.
I'm not sure.
Okay. He played a player from, actually a player by the name of Yaroslav Zherebuch. Now, let's see if we have photos. Have we seen photos of both Hikaru Nakamura and Yaroslav Zherebuch? Let's see if we get any photos we can identify who's who. Yaroslav Zherebuch, here is Yaroslav Zherebuch. Is that Yaroslav?
Yep.
That's the one you picked out for it.
Yep.
He was born in Ukraine and came here, went to school in Texas. He started playing in Texas back, back 2013. He also eventually changed his affiliation. It was playing under the Ukrainian flag, but played for the first time in the U.S. Championship this year.
Okay.
All right. Now, we also have a photo of Hikaru Nakamura, who I said has won the U.S. Championship 4 times. Well, Hikaru and here Yaroslav, we still have the photo of Yaroslav on the screen. They played an exciting game from the championship. I don't want to call it the men's championship,
Right.
not to confuse people, because it just so happened that the championship consisted of all men, but again, it's called the U.S. Championship.
Yep.
So, in this game from the tournament, Jerebuch had white, and what did he open the game with in the game against Nakamura?
He opens with e4.
Okay, so he played e4 as his first move. Some people who are familiar with descriptive notation would call this pawn the king,
king four.
It's a king pawn opening.
Yep.
Okay, so what Nakamura did is respond with c6, moving the pawn to c6. Okay, so how does white continue here? Second move.
Given the chance, he moves the other central pawn to d4.
Now, isn't that a good advice to chess players?
Sure, yeah.
If your opponent gives you an opportunity to take control of the center with two pawns,
Yeah.
center pawns, you should take that opportunity, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, and that's what white did. Well, Nakamura, in response to that, played d5. He responds with the pawn to d5. Now, we have a defense here that has a name. You know what this name is.
The Caro-Kann.
It's known as the Caro-Kann defense. And this one thing about this defense, wherever chess is played in the world, there's agreement as far as what this defense is called. You know, the chess terminology can vary from country to country as far as what
Right.
openings are called, defenses are called. But everybody in the world,
Okay.
whatever country they're playing chess in, know this as the Caro-Kann defense, named after two players, a Horatio Caro of England, and Marcus Kahn of Vienna. These are two late 19th century players who collaborated and wrote an article, theoretical article, on this defense for a German chess magazine called Die Brüderschaft in 1886. And that name stuck. When these guys put this article in this magazine, people just attached this name of the two players who collaborated on the article, said, we'll call this the Caro-Kann defense because these guys wrote a theoretical article on it. Okay, so what does white do? Well, actually, what can white do here in response? I see the pawn is under attack here. So what are choices? What choices does white have
I
here?
guess the main choices are some
Oh, advance it.
push the pawn. That's called the advanced variation.
That's playable. Okay, anything else? How about exchanging? Is that possible?
Right, you can exchange this way.
E pawn takes the D pawn.
I know you like to play that, I believe, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
actually known as I know it as the fantasy variation.
Okay.
Yeah, and a lot of players call it the Tartakova.
Okay.
Savieli Tartakova of France.
Okay.
A Polish-born French player would play that. I like this type of bizarre type variation. Anyways, but what
This is what
White
most
did-
people play.
Yes, just develop a piece, defend the pawn. Okay, in response to knight c3, black, Nakamura, took the pawn. D takes e4. Okay, goodbye pawn. And what did the white do?
Plays knight takes e4.
Okay, so he recaptures, knight takes e4. Okay, now comes black's fourth move, which is bishop f5. Attacks the knight.
Right.
Now, you know who actually favored this move, bishop f5?
No.
You've heard the name Capablanca, Jose Raul Capablanca, who was world champion back from 1921 to 27. He favored this move. He considered this the best move. Develop this piece, attack the knight.
Right.
This is known as the classical variation,
Okay.
bringing the bishop f5. All right, so what did white do here? What did Jerebuch do in response?
So he plays knight g3. Now he's counterattacking the bishop.
Okay, so he's actually what we call gained the tempo.
Right.
He's by attacking the bishop, and black certainly doesn't want. He wants to hold on to that bishop.
Right.
So what he does is retreat it just one square to g6. So he plays bishop g6 on his fifth move. All right. So what does white do now? It's now move number 6.
I don't think this is very typical, but he plays knight to h3.